Welcome back to Mac Talks of Football, and Bayer Leverkusen have gone ahead and won an important game against Frankfurt. The game ended 2-1, but it was some important game. Let's go ahead and talk about it. I expected this game to be very, very close. I expected this game to be quite exciting, but even I did not think that we were gonna have so many things to talk about in this game, especially in that first half. I mean, that was something really incredible. If I'm being very honest with you, two penalty calls, one goal disallowed. That game had every, especially that half had everything. Like it was sort of a two different half of football. So we'll start with the first half. Like it's early on. And the thing is, the way that the game started, you could clearly see how the international break had affected both of the teams. In the first 5 to 10 minutes, Frankfurt were quite shaky, and Leverkusen really had them on their ropes. They started really fast, and they started making those moves, and they were creating chances, and that's how they got that first penalty claim. It was a very controversial call. I will be very honest with you. It was quite a soft penalty. It goes to VAR. A referee is then called upon to check by VAR, and then he stands by his the decision. In my opinion, if he doesn't give the penalty and then VAR checks it, it will never be given. But because he had already given the penalty, he had to stay, stuck by his decision, and that is why the penalty stayed. But the thing is, Boniface, I mean, what a bad penalty. It was a dreadful penalty by Boniface. No power, no accuracy, no precision, nothing, right straight at the hands of the keeper, and it stays 0-0. And the game continues. And that is why and then slowly, Frankfurt started to come back into the game, and again it was Umar Marmoush. Who else but him? He hits the crossbar, and from that on, the game sort of opened up a quite, quite open. Like it became sort of not like going from one end to another, and it became quite interesting, quite exciting to watch. And then it was Frankfurt's turn to get the penalty, and again it was another soft penalty. He doesn't give it this time, goes to VAR, and the moment he goes there, he just sees it and he gives it. Because he had already given that penalty, he had to give this one as well. And Umar Marmoush, again, he steps up and he converts the penalty. Great penalty, and it is a 1-0 to Frankfurt. And the game continues, and I really thought that this was the time where Leverkusen would sort of basically go into a shell, but that did not happen. A credit is due to Bayer Leverkusen, because there was a period where Frankfurt really dominated, but Leverkusen came back into the game, and they made sure that they are not out of it, and they kept on going. It was a really good a good performance by Leverkusen. It was Leverkusen's possession versus Frankfurt's counter attack, and that is what kept on going. And the great goal by Krenic, what 1-2 between the two players, and he scores it, and it is a 1-1, and a good goal. And that just shows when Leverkusen really start to play to their potential, they can do it. And just before the halftime, Ekitike again, he scores that goal, but it gets ruled offside. Otherwise, I think what a goal that was. Unfortunate for Ekitike, unfortunate for Frankfurt, and we go into the second half with the game tied at 1-1. The thing is, the second half is where I would say Xavi Alonso really showed his potential as a manager. Like his smartness, the way he slowed down the game, the way Leverkusen really basically sucked everything out of that game. They controlled the game. They had so much ball, and they made it so slow that it became really hard for Frankfurt to play the type of football they really like to play. They like to play that fast attacking football. The way that the game was going into the first half, it really favored Frankfurt. But second half comes in, and Leverkusen, they basically killed the game, make Frankfurt work for the ball, and they kept the ball so much within their own half, trying to keep the ball, trying to make those moves, that's short passes, but they made sure that they had majority of the possession, and Frankfurt really had to work for it. And unfortunately, they were not really were able to do it. And the pressing that Leverkusen were doing, even when Frankfurt had the ball, resulted in that goalkeeping error. I mean, what the hell was that goalkeeper doing? A trap, like no need to come in for that ball. It is easily the defender ball. He could easily kick away, he could control the ball, whatever. He comes in, sticks his leg, ball goes up in the air, and there is Boniface. I mean, who else but him? He goes ahead, he redeems himself after that penalty mistake, and Leverkusen take the lead, and it is a 2-1. And it happened after that. You would have assumed that the game is done, but it was really not done. Frankfurt gave it their all, trying to get that goal back, but they were not able to do so until the last moment. A big goal, error between the goalkeeper and the defender at the Leverkusen, and Akiteke again had the right at the end had a chance to head it in, but he was not able to properly connect it, and full marks to Tar, even though he had and he was part of the error. I would not really blame him, because it was the goalkeeper who kicked the ball straight at him, but he made sure he had the presence of mind to run towards Akiteke and make it as hard as possible for him to not easily put the ball inside the back of the net, and he avoids that, and the score remains 2-1, and Leverkusen win the game. And I would say, and the game ends 2-1. It's a huge win for Leverkusen. They are the champions, but their performances have not been that good, and they were it was important for them to get a win against a big rival like Frankfurt, who are in that in the top 4, top 5 of Bundesliga at the moment. And as I said, it was important for them, and they needed to show that even though they went behind, they can come back and they can get the job done. They were at home as well, so that was a big thing for them, and they would be really happy that they got the 3 points in the end, which I really thought that this deserve. I would say, even though I thought it was going to end up in a draw, but I still think that Leverkusen, if you look at the overall of the game, I think they deserve to win that game, and they did. Frankfurt, on the other hand, it is their first defeat in the last 5 games. They have been really good. They are winning continuously. But today I don't think I would say Leverkusen was just a bit better, especially in that second half. You really did not see the Frankfurt that we have seen from the last 3 or 4 weeks, and I think that they basically neutralized Akiteke, they neutralized Marmoush. I think that Leverkusen were able to take away the biggest strength that Frankfurt have. It is that the pace of those wingers make it as that counter-attacking football that Frankfurt are really good at, and Leverkusen were able to take that away from them, and it became very hard for Frankfurt to go ahead and make it harder for Leverkusen and try to get the ball, get the points. They were not really able to do it. It happens, like it is sort of a setback. I don't think Frankfurt would mind it that much, but it is still a defeat, and again it is a defeat against a sort of a rival for the title, so that is gonna sting a bit. But I think it will not be that much of a big deal for Frankfurt. I still think they played a good football, but at the end of the day, Leverkusen get the win, important 3 points for them, and they would be really happy with that. And that is it for me in this video. Let me know what you guys thought of the game. Leverkusen, how important it was for them to get the win, and Frankfurt as well. I mean, it is, as I said, it is the first defeat for them in about 4 to 5 games, so that is going to sting a bit. Let me know what your thoughts are on about the game in the comments below. I like the video, share it as well, click on the notification bell, and of course subscribe to the channel. We are trying to get to 400 subscribers before the month of October ends, so please go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Until next time, bye bye.